Hi, everyone. Today I want to talk about Microsoft Teams meetings. Specifically, for myself as a professor, I use them in a couple of different ways. One is standing meetings for office hours, etc. Another is meetings that I'm recording because I want to record a class session for students. And another is just I need to meet with someone at the drop of a hat. So I'm going to show you a couple of different ways, talks about the pros and cons to that. Now, one of the things that I don't like is that when we talk about Microsoft Teams, we are talking about not only the app, but we're talking about the actual organizational team. I have one for EDU 402. At WLC, I can't make Teams, but I asked our IT department to create me one for this class. The other part that we're talking about in Teams is the actual meeting, right? The call, like a Zoom, like I'm virtually meeting with someone. And that's what I'm really focused on today. My favorite way to do those teams is to use the built-in team. And I'll show you why that is a great option for this. And you can see it here. I have meetings that have ended already, ones that I was doing just to practice with this. And right within our post page, you can see the details here of here's a meeting that has been recorded. It's just available. If you're part of this team, you can go in and see that meeting. Some people don't like that because they don't want students to just be able to see all of them, and that is fine. This allows you to go back afterwards, and I can go to the shared. The shared is just where all of the things that are shared in this space are at. I can go in after this recording has been made, and I can click on it, manage access, and stop sharing. That one I already stopped sharing, so I can go down to this one and say manage access. I just want to stop sharing this. Only the owner has access. So now it's in your Teams meeting. It's in your team. It's right there. You don't have to go and look for it. They're all in one place and you share it. So when I'm doing it this way, what's really cool about it is the team itself. I can manage the team and manage the members. Now I can add members by just clicking here and typing in emails for each of my students, which could be a little bit tedious, but some people prefer to do it this way. And I think I actually might prefer to do it this way because I know I've added them to this team. You can do the same thing with guests. You'll see I have a guest down here that's not part of the WLC domain. This is just one of my other emails. So if you're going to add people that are not part of WLC, you have to do it, by hand. Otherwise, you could also go into the settings here and generate a team code. So I'm going to reset this one in just a second, but you can take that code, right? Copy it. I'm going to pause this and reset it. So after you've created that, if I were trying to join a team with that code, I log into my Teams, hit join team, paste the code, and join. Now I reset that one already, so I can't join this, but that's the two simplest ways. It allows me just to post something in Canvas and allow students to join it. I can also put a link right into Canvas, a link to this team. So that it's right there. They click on it, they jump into Teams. Now, again, that link, they have to be a member of it. They have to sign in. If they're a member of our organization and they click on that link, I believe that is where the pending requests come from. Like, I have to admit them. If they do not belong to our organization, they are just going to get an error like they can't join that team. So it's important to know who am I inviting or who has access and do they have a Microsoft account. But that's my favorite part about this is because when I come in and say, like, this is my EDU 402, if I had multiple sections, I'd probably have them create me a team for section 1, section 2, section 3, or I might use channels, right? I could create a channel for section 1 and do the things in there. This is just a general channel. If I wanted to go down in here and say, like, I am going to add a channel, I'll call this section 2. And make that a private one. Only specific people have access to that channel. So I'm going to see if it has my other guest account. So there it is. I'm going to add that. That member is section 2. Now I could do that for both. Here's section 1, section 2, because when I'm in one of these channels and I click the Meet Now button, right? So I'm doing this Meet Now. You can see this is a meeting in section 2. Set up all of my things, click Join Now. Once I'm in the meeting, since it's in here, I don't do anything with this. They're in the Teams meeting. They just join. I'll show you that in a second. I just go in and then hit the record and transcribe. And you'll notice now that in section 2, I have this meeting that's running. A student that has access to section 2 can come into their Teams. If they are able to join section 2, they'll see this, they can join the meeting, right? People in section 1 wouldn't necessarily have access to that. Again, I could do that by making a separate team for this. Now, what's really nice is when this thing is done and I end this meeting, the details are going to be here. Once that meeting is finished being recorded and transcribing, you can see that it's doing this right now. It's going to save that and it's going to appear right here. So I really find that to be very helpful. You'll notice I had some already in general, and I'm going to show the general one for example. If I don't want people to have access to it, remember I can go into the shared, I can click on the 3 dots, manage access, stop sharing, right? So that's something I would have to do right after the recording if I don't want someone else to have it. I'll do the same thing in section 2. When I click on shared, here's the recordings. I'll go in, manage access, stop sharing. But my favorite reason for doing this is simply that a student can come in and they can either go to the posts and they can see the details and say like, oh, I'm going to watch this, or I'm going to download it, or whatever I've given that group permissions to do. Or they can come into the shared page, and if it's something shared with them, like in this recordings, under the documents, they have access to it. They can go in and they can watch it right there. So really simplifies the ability to share these things afterwards. Now, one of the complaints that I have about that is I cannot set that meeting to record automatically. The only way to do that is to actually schedule the meeting. So another option that you might have is to say, I'm going to go into this calendar and I am going to create a new channel meeting, right? I could do this for just an event on my calendar, but I'm doing this for a channel meeting. And I want to add this a title, like maybe this is section 1 meetings, right? I'm not going to do anything with the attendees. They're going to have all of the things. I'm going to add a channel though. So I'm going to go down to my EDU 402. And since this was section 1, I'm going to use the general for that. And I'm going to turn this on. It adds meeting invitations to the personal calendars of all the channel members. You don't have to. You can leave it off if you want. But the location, maybe this is an actual location that I'm doing, so I'm just going to throw that in there for the actual physical meeting, or maybe it's virtual, whatever it happens to be. So I like to do that. You can set that this thing repeats, and some people like having this because then they know exactly which one they want to go to. So I'm going to go in and say that this repeats weekly, and I'm going to pick the dates. Like this is a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class. It repeats every week until, let's go all the way to December and say like, I don't think we have anything after December 18th. So I'm going to save that and say it's every week. Right now it's set at 12 p.m. I'm going to make it, let's say my class is at 1 p.m. Well, not all day. 1 p.m. Oh, excuse me, that's 11:30. 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. on those days, right? So now I have all of these things. I can say again, who can bypass the lobby. All of that kind of stuff is right here for me. I can also turn on record and transcribe. Other options, just like we had before, or maybe I haven't shown these yet. When I click on the more options, I've got the meeting access, who can bypass the lobby. Do I want everyone to be able to bypass it, only people who are invited, or do I want it locked down so that I have to admit people into the class, which is what I think a lot of people do. You can also change who's allowed to present, whether or not question and answer, like all of these things are on. In this case, the record and transcribe is now on. So I'm going to hit apply on that. And now I am going to send that. All right, so now in my Teams channel, under General, I see this section meetings. Occurs every Monday through Monday, 1 p.m. I don't remember if I actually set that up correctly. Occurs every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right, so yeah, there's the meeting. Monday at 1 p.m. I'd be able to join. But that thing is just going to be like one meeting, right? It's not going to be a whole list of them, but then it's going to have the same thing, but this time it is automatically recording and transcribing for me. So I love that. I love the Teams one because it really simplifies the how do I distribute these links to students later. And that is probably why I would stop there and say there really isn't a reason not to use the Teams meeting if you are trying to record something all of the time, limit access and make it available to certain people in a convenient way would be use the Teams. The other option for doing this, if I just go to my calendar, I'm just going to use a blank calendar right now. I can do the same things when I click on Meet Now. This is how I do like an office hours thing. Click on Meet Now, call this office hours. And then instead of going into starting the meeting, I usually get a link to share. This is the type of link that I would bookmark for myself, and that way I have it available maybe to send out to someone via email if I'm talking to them. They're like, hey, I'm having questions. I'm like, let's just jump on this Teams meeting. Always use the same one. Doesn't record anything unless someone asks me to record it. And you'll notice when I click on the configure meeting options, like I don't even have an automatic recording when it's a Meet Now. So I still will do this a lot of times. Like who can bypass the lobby? Only me, right? Because this is kind of a permanent meeting space. Like someone can jump in there, but it's going to say, hey, you have to wait until the host starts the meeting. All right, so those are the two predominant ways for creating Teams meetings that you want to either have as a standing meeting for like an office hours, or you want to create something that is recorded and transcribed and delivered. I really emphasize the creation of a team so that you can go in and create however many sections you want. Me personally, at the end of a semester, I might come in here and say like, I am going to delete this channel, right? All the files and conversations gone. And then once that channel has been deleted, I'm going to add another section too. New semester, new set of students, right? I also tend to go in and manage the team and remove all of the people that are not going to be in this team for the next semesters. That way I can have one team. It's all there. Even if I don't delete the channel, I could just remove the students from it. So it's like, this is archived. The other things I like about that is, again, when I'm in this general channel, I can go to the shared and I can say, hey, I don't want this thing to be shared with anybody. I've already stopped the sharing. Or when I'm wanting this to be delivered to a very specific set of people, I can just start sharing, add their email addresses in. This is also a handy way if you wanted to just use the team without inviting any students, you could come in and just share the meetings you want right from here. So that's another really nice option. I do believe it adds them to the team when I share that with someone, but you could do it that way. I also really like it if you look at the details on any of these, they set to expire in 120 days. So even if I did reuse this, the meetings won't be there permanently. I can remove the expiration date. Just keep in mind that we don't want to be wasting all of this space, storage space, in order to archive every meeting ever. So I really normally just keep that on as the 120 days. The other option, again, is to do the Meet Now from the calendar. While you're doing the Meet Now, give it a name, get the link, set all of the options that you want to have. You cannot do the automatic recording with this one, right? I usually recommend, though, only organizers and co-organizers can bypass the lobby. Everyone else has to wait. That way, if someone shows up that shouldn't be there, I can not admit them. So hopefully that gives you some really good tools for recording, transcribing, and delivering meetings, class sections, whatever it happens to be, or setting up just standalone meetings for yourself and your team.